Hi guys, back with another video, this one in English, and I'm here to show you the actual results on my cloud mining investment. Cloud mining is when you rent equipment located usually in countries where the energy is really cheap. You have that equipment mined for you. On my previous video, I only had a sample of 7 days with actual results, and right now I have for Bitcoin around 40 plus days and Ethereum 30 plus, and also made an investment on Zcash. Even though lately the prices have been going up and down and down and down and up and then down again, my investment is still profitable. And since I gotta be honest, I don't look at Bitcoin or any other crypto and in a short-term sense. These cloud mining contracts are for a year or two, depending on the company. Basically, what I want to know is the price of Bitcoin and the other cryptos by the end of that year. I don't really care if it goes up today or down today, as long as it keeps going up according to the graph that you're seeing now. For me, it's fine and perfectly okay. If of course, if it goes up, to $1 million, even better. But I don't believe that's gonna go like that, because you have the futures market. You have, basically, because if it goes up one day for 10% or 20%, that there's going to be people that's going to sell it, and make a 10% or 20% profit. So, to me, I look at this on the long run, and that's basically all I care. Okay, and here are the results.
These are my contracts on Hashflare. I have 2 Bitcoin contracts, one with the algorithm SHA-256 and another one for script. Then I have another contract for Ethereum and another one for Zcash. My SHA contracts total $660. Actually, they total a little bit less, but at today's price, this is how much it would cost. My script contract, on the other hand, costs less now than it did before. I bought this for $30, and right now it only costs $16.80. My Ethereum contract still costs $44, and my Zcash, I only invested $20. These 3 contracts, basically, I just did a test like I did on the SHA. If you saw the first video, then you'll know what I'm talking about. My Bitcoin contracts have energy costs, and this is the value for the SHA, and this is the value for the script. These are the actual numbers on my Zcash contract. I started on the 27th of December, and I gained this much up until the 13th of February, where I got this much. With these data from these 49 days, I got the best return was 19,840. The average return was this for the 49 days, and 17,047, the worst return per day. Today's price for Zcash is around $450, and let's say if you get into a contract of $1,000, this would be your daily return according to my worst numbers, my average, and my best numbers. So this is in Zcash. This one would be in US dollars, and this would give you the annual return right here in both values. And this is adjusted to $1,000 contract. This means that you'd need between 224 and 260 days to get your money back, the $1,000, and to get one Zcash between 276 and 321. This number is very important because, let's say, on my average, or so far, all the Zcash that I got, it's the same as if I went out and buy it for $297. This gives me, in my worst case scenario, a 40% return, on average 15%, the return on my investment. Since Hashflare has this value as a minimum to withdraw, this means that around for $1,000, like every, let's say, 11 days, I'll be able to make a deposit on this amount. We can play around with these numbers. Let's say that if it goes up to 600, then instead of 50%, we'll go up to 101. Your return on investment, let me go back here. Or if your investment would be less, like 500, the only difference here would be that it would take twice as long for you to make a withdrawal. And these numbers don't take into account that in case you deposit or you buy a contract until the 18th of February, you get a 10% discount on this value. So the return on investment would be greater. These are the actual numbers for my Ethereum contract from the 16th of December until, same thing, 13th of February, 60 days this time, and this is my best return, my average, and my worst. Analyzing these numbers, my worst, average, and best at today's price, same thing, a contract of, let's say, $1,000 can be anything, but I'm just making it 1,000 just for this purpose. This would be your daily return. Let's consider just the average. This would be your yearly return or annual return. This would be your annual return. In order for you to get $1,000 back, you need 228 days, and $532 would be the value that you're buying Ethereum. It's the same thing that if you bought Ethereum today, you'd be getting Ethereum at this price, not the current value of $850. This gives you on average a 60%, and every 20 days or so you'd be able to withdraw. Same thing here, the promo code is valid and this return would increase a little bit. These are the numbers for the script algorithm from the 20th of December until the 13th of February, 56 days. And here I have my best, my average, and my worst. Here we can see that this variation is really big. Analyzing this data, same thing, $1,000 contract, current value for Bitcoin, my worst, my average, and my best here. With this results, this gives you this annual return, but this variation is huge between 781 and 1697, $1,700. This means that you can actually lose money. Right now I'm with a 30% gain on my average so far, but as the difficulty of the algorithm goes up, the return should be substantially lower and closer to this. So I'm not investing anymore on this because I'll probably lose some money on this type of algorithm. So this one, at least for me, is totally out. I'm not investing anymore on this because even though I'm buying for 6,500 so far, with the increase in difficulty, with the increase on the difficulty of the algorithm, it's gonna get closer to this. So it's the same thing as I'm buying Bitcoin at almost $11,000, and I might as well buy Bitcoin at the current price. These are my numbers for the algorithm SHA-256, and this is all these numbers are adjusted to 2 terahashes, since first I had only 0.2, then I increased it to 2 terahashes, then I did other buys, and all this is just adjusted to the same unit, let's say this way. So I got 68 days. The best return was 27,434, the average 19,306, and the worst 10,613. As you can see, the variation here is also huge. Let's see what's going to happen. So same thing, contract of $1,000, 850. It's the current price. This is my daily return, yearly return, and here we can see again that we're losing money. Even though so far I'm making, in over 2 months, I'm making 36%. At this price, it doesn't pay off. If, let's say, Bitcoin goes to, let's say, 15,000, then it would pay off big time. Even if it gets close to this, not a problem. I'll still get a nice 30%. But at this price, it's too big of a risk. So to make things short, my next investments would be on Ethereum, because in the worst case scenario, and I'm still going to make this 10%, but primarily this is where I'm going to invest Zcash. And you know, if Zcash can easily go to $1,000, it's not that hard to do, and the returns would be really good.
So these are my numbers. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Just remember one thing: if you decide to do the same thing that I'm doing, just remember that I'm no expert on this. Whatever I do at my own risk. I have no qualifications, nor do I want to give any type of advice on this matter. I'm not qualified for that. So if you decide to follow anything that you've seen on this video, you're on your own. You can see all the links down below for the mining companies and the wallets and all that. Have fun.